In this tutorial, I'm going to cover how to clone an existing page to be used as a page to hold new content for another page. This way, taking this approach keeps you from having to reinvent the wheel every time. You can actually start out with a very similar page layout and move your project forward much quicker. In this particular tutorial, I'm going to use the About Us page that we're going to create today. If I come over here, I'm already logged into the back end, so I come over here to Pages and click on Add New. And then I'm going to give it a title. In this case, it's going to be About Us. Click on Use Divi Builder. When this page loads, we're given three different options here. One, build from scratch. The second one is choose a pre-made layout, which is a library of templates that you can pick from. But in this case, we want to use clone existing page. So we're going to click on choose page. It's going to give us all of the pages that have been created thus far. I think that maybe where to buy distributors would be the one closest to the layout that we want to use for the About Us page. So I'm going to go there, and you'll notice when you mouse over these various regions, you get toolbars that pop up, and they're different colors. There's the blue, light gray, dark gray. Those all mean different things. The blue ones are sections. The light gray are rows, and then the dark gray are modules. So the first thing we want to do here is swap out this image of the semi with the one that we're going to use for the About Us page. To do that, we come up here to the upper left hand corner and click on this gear and then background. And then when you hover over this background image, you'll notice that you have a gear, a trash can, and then the refresh. So we want to go in here, and I've already uploaded some in the past 24 hours that we're not going to use. And in fact, I can delete this permanently because that's not the one I'm going to use. I'm not going to use this one, and I'm not going to use this one because I have uploaded, getting ready to upload new ones. So when you've got the images ready to go, for this one, it's the hero of everyone standing out in front of the building. So I'm going to go to click Upload Files, select Files, and then in here, it's this hero copy. Click OK, or Open. And then over on the right-hand side, there's a box here that says Alt Text. It's really important for you to give all of your images a descriptive alt text. In this case, I'm going to say Springfield group About Us. Okay. And then I'm going to come down here to upload an image. And then that magically shows up there where the semi did. And then the next thing we want to do is click on this little check mark down here in the lower right hand corner of this dialog box that says Save Changes. Second thing we want to do is swap out this title here that says Where to Buy. So kind of come over here and click on this. The gear's kind of hidden behind this little plus sign, but you can still hit it. Come over here and click on that gear, upload files, select files, and then I'm going to find this header that I had created off of the PSD file that you provided me. And I'll call it About Us. And then click on the upload image down here in the lower right hand corner, and then click on this check mark. Okay, so here we go. We got our hero up here. We got the About Us. We're going to leave this logo here. Another reason for cloning is because you can go in there and quickly modify a page to look like what you want it to look like. So now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this because this is not what I need for this particular page layout. And then on this one, if you remember, your PSD file had a picture of Mr. Carnahan on it, aligned over to the left, and then you had a large header, a 3-line header that will be on the right-hand column. And so this is a one column layout right now because of the page that we copied it from. But we want to change that to a 3-column layout, or a 2-column layout, excuse me. So over here, I'll mouse over this, and you'll see that it says Change Column Structure. Click on that, and I'm going to pick this one because I want Mr. Carnahan's photo to be here, and I want the header to be over here. And by looking at your layout in the PSD file, you can easily see that this would be the layout you'd want to use for that column structure. Okay. So now I want to delete this and add in his photo. And that's going to be an image module. So click, you can type in image, or you can just scroll down and find it. And then I'm clicking on this gear, and then here's Mr. Carnahan. And I'm going to click on, I'm going to put in Mr. Carnahan, and then click on Upload an Image. That's going to place his image right there. And then if we go over to your PSD file, this said Springfield Marine History. So I'm going to go back to my layout, and I'm going to click on this plus sign to add a new module. And this module is going to be a text module. And again, you can scroll down through all of these and just visually select the module you want to implement, or you can search for it. We know this one's called a text module, so I type in text, it shows up, and then here I want to put in what we have here, which is the Springfield Marine History. So I'm going to highlight this text and put in Springfield Marine History. And I'm going to highlight that. I intentionally put it into 3 lines there. I'm going to go here to the toolbar for formatting, and the default is always paragraph, but I'm going to make it heading 1, and I'm going to make it italicized. But you'll notice that it's not near as big as it needs to be. This is the default size for a heading 1 tag, but we can go in here to the Design tab up here at the top, go to Heading Text, and make sure you have H1 selected. And we're going to just stay with the default text, but we're going to come down here and we're going to say, well, we need it to be quite a bit bigger. Okay, I'm going to make it 100 pixels. And I also want it to be bold. So I'm going to go ultra bold. Well, yeah, that looks good. Well, no, actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make it just bold. If you want to make it ultra bold later, you can. And then, since we're still on the Design tab here, then I can come down here to spacing, and I can say I want to add a top padding to this. So I can bring it down to kind of where you had it within the PSD file, which I can switch back to and kind of look at that. Yeah, that looks pretty close. Kind of have that S lined up with his mouth. Come back over here, and yeah, maybe even a little bit more. We'll bring the padding on down just a little bit further so that that S is about lined up with the mouth. Let's make it an even 150 pixels padding there, and then I'm going to click on this check mark. Okay, so now we've already got the page really looking good. There's going to be other things to add to this, but you get your general idea. Now if you want to move on forward with this and add more of the design components here, I can turn all this other stuff back on. Yeah, the next thing you're going to have is this divider line, and then you're going to have another photo here, and then you're going to have text, and then another photo, and some more text, and photo, and text, and text, and text, and text. I'm not going to go through all of this because I think it's going to be pretty self-explanatory, but I will teach you how to do this divider here. That's also a module. So I can jump over to the actual page again. And what I want to do here is I want to add another row. So this one right here, you mouse over it, this is a row. If you mouse over this, it's a section. We don't want a new section, we just want a new row because we're going to build out this, all of this is in one section anyway. And I want that divider to be full width, so we're not going to put it into columns. We're going to have one column. Okay. And then I'll type in div, and it gives me divider. Okay, and then it gives you the divider settings dialog box here. So from that, you can go in and you can do all sorts of cool things here. You can do design, and you can tell it what kind of line you want it to be. We're going to make it solid, but you have all of these other selections you can do. We're going to make it solid, and we want it top, and we want it this color, and we want to make it larger than what it is right now. Okay, so the divider weight is only 1 pixel, but I think on your layout, maybe we can go to 4. Let's go to 4. You can change it later if you want, or maybe 3. I think 3 is pretty close to what you had. And we want the module to be aligned center, and then we're going to click on this check mark again to save changes. Okay, so we got that. Go back to your Photoshop file. And then we have this photo here. I think it was the old building that burned. And that's the last thing I'm going to put in there, because I think you get the gist of what's going on now with how to build this out. So I'm going to go in here and click on this, and I want to add yet another row. And again, this is going to be just 1 column, not like the one above where we have his photo on 1 column and the header in another column. And this is going to be an image module. Click on image. Okay, come over here. I've already uploaded this. It's this one right here. Original building. Our original building. That's what I use for the alt text. It would all weigh in. And from there, we can go in and say upload image. Hit that. Now, one other thing to point out before I turn this over to you. And by the way, I'll go ahead and build this page out so you don't have to, but there's no need for me to keep shooting this video because it's going to become repetitious after a while. But this kind of gives you a really good feel for all the different modules and the different page settings for columns and rows and sections and module types and all of that. I'm going to leave it at this, but I want to show you that if you wanted to change this gap between your divider and this picture, all you have to do is grab a hold of this, and you can move things around like that, and then hit publish. That's it for now. Let me know if you have any questions.